One. Hello, welcome back to Life in Eorzea. I am here today with two more of my nice FC friends. Hopefully close friends. I don't know how they feel about
Don't
me.
do me
You
like
know.
that.
If y'all would please introduce yourselves.
Ladies first.
Wait, should I say my in-world name?
No. Do not use your real world name. This is the internet. You should please use anything else but that.
I am Namiko Takashi.
Okay.
I am Myles Takashi.
Okay. Yes, I'm here today with Namiko and Myles. I am happy you two could join me today. So, just to run you through pretty much what I'm doing here, I'm going to be asking you guys questions, and the way we're going to do it is, say I ask Myles a question, and then I will ask Nami the same question after that. Then the next question I will ask Nami first, and then Myles. That way it's fair, and you don't have the same person answering first every time.
Okay.
Okay. Well, if y'all are ready, we can get started with the first question.
Good night.
Alright. Myles, first question is for you. What got you into Final Fantasy XIV?
Alright, so originally I received Final Fantasy XIV on the PlayStation 3. I played it for a very short period of time, but I wasn't really aware of everything I was supposed to be doing. Especially at that time I was at young.
What happened?
So yeah, let's say this is between her and my cousin.
Okay.
Her as in me?
Yes.
Just clarifying.
Okay.
Okay, my turn.
Yes.
Okay.
Namiko, same question.
I started playing Final Fantasy because, well, to be honest, I have been into MMOs before playing Final Fantasy. I played Neverwinter. I played World of Warcraft. I played. I forgot what the name is, but it's abbreviated like EQ. Can't remember the name. EverQuest was it? I can't remember. But I played that like right after I played World of Warcraft, and I haven't really played any MMO since then. So it's like I needed my fix, I guess. And then it was a multiplayer, and I wanted to play with Myles. Like we wanted a game that we could play together. And then Final Fantasy just seemed like a better game than World of Warcraft, so I didn't want to go back down that route. So that's how we ended up.
Okay. Gotcha. That's okay. So you just pretty much was like, hey, I've been playing MMOs, let's play this one together, and Myles was like, I guess.
Basically.
Because like the main MMO I used to play on PlayStation 3 was DC Universe Online, and we all know how that game went.
I played DCUO too.
Yeah, you know, it had potential. Didn't live up to it at all.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, I think there's people still playing it now, so I don't know if I could say rest in peace.
I was just getting ready to say that. Like, yeah, it definitely still has an active fan base.
Yeah. All right. We'll move on to the next question. Nami, what system do you play on?
PS4.
Okay. So you've always been on PS4?
You mean for Final Fantasy?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Always.
Okay. Myles, same question. What system do you play on?
Originally PS3, then most of the time on PS4.
That's what's up. PS4 master. I need more PS4 players to play with. These PC players, they shitting on us with their ACTs and master. No, PS4 stand up. Hashtag PS4 matters.
PS4 life matters until I get a game. Then you know you're wrong.
Okay, that's great. Next question, Myles.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about the backstory of your character or characters that you created, meaning race, gender, class, and why you made them.
Alright, so my character on the PS3, I can't remember anything about him whatsoever. I just know he was a gladiator.
Okay.
When I got back into it, I originally made a gladiator. For me, it was more along the line of, alright, this is going to be more of a testing, try to get like the feel of everything. And then because I didn't know at the time that I'll be able to just travel back and forth between different major locations in the game, I ended up making a whole new character, which ended up being this Mikote as a Lancer, which of course became a dragon. But I wouldn't really say he had much of a backstory. If anything, it was more like there was a process between figuring out the design I wanted for the character. Because originally, my Mikote, he was supposed to have one eye blue and one eye red with like a light brown braid. But instead, I ended up keeping like two light brown, the two blue eyes. And I did go with the light brown braid, but then ended up going to the black one. But I wouldn't, like I said, there wouldn't really be much of a backstory to it. He's more like a character kind of just pops up. Like, you know how in like, some video games you have a secret boss who got nothing to do with the story, but he's just there? Let's consider my character that. He's the secret boss of life.
Gotcha. That's a backstory in itself. Secret boss. But yeah, I always give people the option, because some people it's an MMO. I mean, it's an RPG at the same time, which means role playing. So some people have stories for why their character is, the way they are. Other people, it's just like a reflection of themselves. So it's just like, this is me in game form. But, So Nami, same question.
Let's see. Does my character have a backstory? Well, I could first start with the name itself. So, me and Myles obviously have the same last name in there. And it came from an anime, actually. It's an anime called Toradora, and I guess we can relate it to the story, like, with our own relationship. So, that's basically how we ended up picking that name for our characters. And then, with me maining as a healer, I've basically always mained as a healer in other MMOs, so I knew when I played Final Fantasy that I was also gonna heal. And then for me, I feel like I have a very like therapeutic and like healing type of personality, so I guess that's why like I've just always clicked with that class. I don't know.
Okay.
I like
So should I start? So I start calling you Tyga now?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
I can do that. See, you the GOAT for actually knowing. You the GOAT. Because that anime, that's on point, man. Whenever I mention it, some people will be like, I've never heard of that. And I'm like, wow. You missed out on greatness.
Yeah, go watch it. Okay. All right, that's great. Next question, Nami. How long have you been playing Final Fantasy XIV?
I'd say close to 2 years now. I don't know if it's right at 2 years or if it's a little over 2 years, but 2 years is like the average point.
Are you still playing?
Yep. Don't plan on stopping no time soon. As long as they keep coming out with new content, I'm gonna be here.
Alright, that's what's up. Myles, same question.
Same period of time. I just play a lot less due to I have a lot of things I have to do on a daily basis that kind of keep me away from the game. To which I end up just falling asleep anyway. But yeah, same time period. But if you want to count PS3 time frames, you can just add like a week or so.
I can't deal with you.
About a
That
week or
don't
so.
even count.
Anyways.
Like, what can you experience in a week?
Hey, look, we gonna count today.
Like, the first Final Fantasy is so blah. Like honestly, when we first started playing, I was like, I don't know if I want to continue it, cause it's one of those games. Well, it's not even just one of those games. MMOs in general, like they have a build up.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get the full experience when you first start playing. So I would people that start playing, they're like, I don't know, it's not my type. And I'm like, I promise you, the gameplay changes. Like once you hit like level 50, 60, nothing's the same.
Yeah. It's tough to get people through, especially like A Realm Reborn.
Mm-hmm.
Those the story and everything just doesn't live up to what the game is now, especially now in Stormblood and
Yep.
how the story has changed and everything. But I don't want to get into story spoilers, but yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Oh God.
Hey,
Okay.
that week don't count.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, just think if you had like a week to play Shadowbringers. I mean, that would be a good week. I would like to have that week.
If anything, they probably feel overwhelmed because there's just so much stuff going on.
Yeah, but I mean, the way people play Final Fantasy now, like day one, people are gonna be like through the story, already fighting the new Extreme Primal and getting that fight down.
That is true.
I can see it happening.
Hey, at least it's not.
Won't be me though. See, we have a saying for that, but it's God, what's the name of that game? God, yeah, I'm not even gonna bring that game up. Whatever. Moving on. Next question. Was it Myles? Myles.
This man forgot my name.
No, I was trying to see who was next. Are you playing any other MMOs?
Currently no. I was interested in one before, but I honestly forgot all about it. I can't remember the name at the moment, but it was a free-to-play one. But like I said, I can't remember the name, so this is currently the only MMO I'm playing.
Okay. I guess, alright, that's good. Nami, same question. Are you playing any other MMOs?
Nope. Pretty much same as him.
Okay.
We're MMO loyalists.
Alright, so Nami, do you believe that the developers are making original content good enough to keep you interested in Final Fantasy XIV?
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes I wish.
So that's pretty much, that's pretty much why you're not playing other MMOs.
Yeah. It's one that I should say at some point sometimes it does feel like I don't know the right word to use. The word that or the thing that I think that comes to mind is sometimes it feels like I get in a routine of doing the same stuff that sometimes it feels
repetitive.
Yeah, repetitive, and you also start to feel like burnt out. So sometimes I feel they space stuff out too much. Sometimes I wish like it wasn't such a big gap in between things. Cause I mean, you're like Final Fantasy as a whole, like yes, there are lots of different things to do in games, but at the same time, not all of those things interest every person. So like, I pick and choose the things that I like and that I want to be into in game, and like with those specific things are limited.
Yes. Two things on that. Definitely what you said is true, that there are many things you can do in Final Fantasy, like from crafting, gathering, like leveling classes, PvP, gold saucer.
Yeah.
You got the triple triad, chocobo racing. Like there's plenty of stuff. Like just RPing by itself.
Sure.
There's plenty of stuff you can do in this game. And the good thing about the game is that you can do everything on one character.
Yeah.
You don't have to make
More than
multiple
one.
characters if you want to do other things.
That's the good thing about it.
Yeah, that's the good thing about it. And as far as the content taking too long to come out, compared to other MMOs, Final Fantasy is on a really good schedule.
I mean, yeah, that's
Like,
true. But Final Fantasy overall is a much better game than any MMO that's currently out, old or new. So it's like it kind of keeps you fiending for more because it is such a good game. So that's why I feel like it's too spaced out. Because when new stuff does come out, it's like, oh, okay, like this is so long, and then after you've done it a million times, it's like, okay, I need more. Like, come on.
don't worry, I'm gonna help y'all spread y'all horizon.
I guess if you think so. I mean, recently I did
Myles.
start like leveling my crafters and gatherers and stuff, but that's a different story for a different day.
Oh, okay, I see. FC always needs gatherers and crafters.
Oh God, don't remind me.
Okay. Myles, same question. Do you feel that the developers are making original content good enough to keep you interested in Final Fantasy XIV?
Yes, I feel like they do. Personally, there, like she said, it is a lot of things to do in the game. My only issue is I feel like, honestly, my issue doesn't even relate to developers putting out content. It's more just the process of leveling classes. It gets high.
That's kind of true.
It gets
Yeah.
high. Damn.
Yeah. I gave up on leveling a lot of classes because it's like, of course, every time they come out with a new expansion, you're gonna get more classes. So that's more classes you have to level up to the max level. Then the next expansion is gonna be even more classes. So there's even. I was like, nope, I'm not falling for this anymore. You know, after Heaven's Ward, I gave up on leveling everything. Not that I level crafters and gatherers, anyways. I did do gatherers. Because gathering is fine, it's not that bad. But crafters, no, I couldn't do it because I tried to do crafting, but it forces you to have to level all crafters. And then I was like, nope, can't do it. It's like if I could just do one crafter, I'll be fine with it. But the fact that they want you to level up every crafter to use skills and items that the other crafters can make, and I'm just like, nope. Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's either that or you a lot of guilds buying that shit from marketplace.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just, stick to a few classes and just try my best with them. But I do feel like the developers do a great job putting out content. I'm very excited for the next expansion. We're gonna bring in the shadows.
Oh yeah, so ready. I'm actually kind of hyped because we're less than a week away now. I'm dating this video, sorry. Less than a week away. I'm hyped.
Gonna pick up on the new class. Whole reason why I learned painting.
Oh yeah.
It's lit.
It's gonna be fun time.
When is the day for the early release?
Early access starts on Friday.
Oh, okay.
So on the 28th, I believe.
Is that for people who pre-ordered it?
Yep.
Yeah. If you pre-order, you get early access.
We'll see you all on Friday.
see y'all on Friday. All right. Wait, the interview's not over. No, they'll see you on Friday. All right, Myles. Next question. Would you consider yourself casual, mid-core, or hardcore? And if hardcore, what content are you hardcore in?
I say due to
it's my turn.
I could have sworn he said my name.
No, it's Myles, because he answered the last question last. So yeah.
Go ahead.
I can't even recall the question no more. Sir, please repeat the question.
Don't do me like that.
Would you consider yourself casual, mid-core, or hardcore? And if hardcore, what content are you hardcore in?
Currently, due to how everything is in my personal life, I say casual because, like I said earlier, I do have to do a lot of things on a daily basis, to where I'll end up having to walk away from the game a lot. But if it wasn't for that, I'd probably say either I'd be mid-core or hardcore. But more than likely mid-core, because the way I like leveling up in other games is I like to just kill stuff. I can't just kill stuff and level up. I want to just kill and just, keep killing everything and be level 70. Yeah.
I mean, what are you doing to level up? Because I'm pretty sure that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can do
I
that,
think he means outside of the dungeon.
Yeah. Like,
oh, you mean like outside of dungeons?
Whereas I just want to go around and basically hunt monsters to extinction.
Well, that used to be a thing. Like before, the best way to get experience was fates, and they tried to improve on that by increasing the fates experiences and having little fairies that are out there that give you experience. So it's still a way of leveling up. It's just far slower than just doing straight up dungeons.
Yeah, and like if I'm more killing anything.
It'll be a lot better for you specifically because you play a DPS class in Shadowbringers to level up, because we'll have the trust system. So you won't have to worry about long queues for dungeons. You can just go in there with your trust system.
See,
and just
he
kill
never
everything.
has long queues because he got me.
Oh, well. Yeah, because I've heard now, because I've had times where if I tried without her, it would take it would say 20-minute wait, and I'll be at 27 minutes still waiting.
Oh, no.
Part of why that's one of the few reasons why I picked up painting, but I would feel like I would be hardcore if it wasn't for like certain factors. But like I said, currently I am casual. I have to admit that. That's why my item level for my samurai and my dragoon aren't up where everyone else is at, and why my paladin isn't level 70 yet, but that's level 65, so just wait on it. They'll start actually leveling not that long ago.
Yeah, everybody has their own opinions of themselves, so it's like, even if somebody, like I would see somebody and be like, hey, this person is hardcore, and they'll be like, hey man, I'm so super casual, and it's like, what? Like, no, it's like, to me you're hardcore. So everybody has their own like conceptions of how they are.
If a single person tells me that I'm a hardcore player, I'm gonna be confused.
Okay, Nami, same question. Would you consider yourself casual, mid-core, hardcore? And if hardcore, what content are you hardcore in?
Well, I don't know. I feel like it depends on what it is that I'm doing. Because when it comes down to certain things, I can be hardcore to the point where I will grind the fuck out of something like every day for hours until I have it. So with each time that like I have to like upgrade my gear and shit, like I'm really big on that. So it's like, if I really gotta sit here and spam all these grades as many times as I have to until I have all my gear like high in my build, then that's what I'm gonna do. Or if it's something like years ago, like most people don't waste the time doing that, but I feel like I'm gonna spam and get to where I need to be with that too. And the same thing with like events. If there's an event out, like I'm gonna be grinding out that event every day for hours as much as I can. Like depending on what it's for. Like if it's something that I'm into and that I like personally, I'm gonna grind out for it. So it really just depends on what it is that can be considered hardcore. But I don't know, like if you want to consider hardcore as being like a fucking raider and doing all that shit, then no, because I don't like doing that personally. It's not that I'm not doing it because I just think it's like, I don't know the words, like I'm not doing it because that type of shit is taking like being with people that I don't know that well and being in like a really like, what's the word, like difficult environment, I guess you could say, because you have so much pressure on you to like put out like,
more intense,
whatever class it is that you're playing. So if that is what people consider as hardcore, then no, I'm not hardcore. But when it comes down to certain things, I can be hardcore. So it just depends.
Yeah, for me, I feel like the way you describe whether you're casual, mid-core, or hardcore, is how much of your time you invest in the game. And then with that time, what are you invested on? So, like, the way it is for us humans, our days are broken down into 3/4. So, so 1/3 of your life you're asleep. The other third of your life you're working, and the other third of your life you're doing stuff you want to do or you have to do, because that's pretty much the only times you're not asleep or working. So with that 1/3 of your time, it depends on how much of that time you invest in Final Fantasy, and what you're investing that time on Final Fantasy doing is, for me, what determines if you're hardcore, mid-core, or casual. Because it's like, if all you do is, for your free time, you get on Final Fantasy and you RP, well, you're a hardcore RPer. Like, you spend a lot of your time RPing, or even if it's PvP, you spend a lot of your time PvPing. But most of the people who are like hardcore raiders won't see those people as hardcore because they don't raid, but they're hardcore in their own settings. You know what I mean? It just depends on how much time you spend in the game, and not exactly what you're doing. That determines whether you're casual, mid-core, or hardcore. At least that's how I see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was great. All right. Next question, Namiko. What's your favorite thing that you like about the game?
This is gonna sound so, but I really like dressing my character. I was about to say slut. I should say slut. Yeah, I'm a slut for glam. I don't know why, like, every time I see something on Marketplace, I'm gonna buy it, or my site for me, or if it's in world, I will like grind to get every piece to the outfit and like mix and match it the way that I want to see. Like, I spend a lot of time putting outfits together, honestly. That's why my inventory is so ridiculous. And my saddle bag, my armor chest, and my retainers inventory, like, it's ridiculous. Because I don't know, I just enjoy dressing my character. It sounds really
yeah. It's any game, you want your character to look cool while doing cool stuff. So it's like, yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, true.
So what's your favorite moment in the game?
You mean like story-wise?
By favorite moment, this could be something that happened in the story or something that has just happened to you personally in the game.
I don't even know. What is favorite thing? I don't even know. Like, there were so many moments. Like, oh my god,
I mean, if you can't choose one specifically, you could just tell us about like 2 moments.
I really liked when we had to go fight Shiva.
Okay, wait. Spoiler warning. Spoilers. Spoiler warning.
Okay, I wouldn't even say anything. I really like enjoy her character design and how she's like she's in a different form in like every Final Fantasy game. So in this Final Fantasy game, I just love her character design, and I love like the story that she had that was building up to the fight. That was one of my favorite moments, just because I love her in general. And then my second favorite moment was probably when Raban was beaten ass and he lost his arm, and even after the fact, he was still beating ass. I feel like his loyalty like, he's just so loyal. Like, he's one of my favorite characters throughout the whole story. And then wait, what was the second question?
That
was
it. That was the second question.
Okay. My favorite moment in the game that's outside of the story would probably be I actually recently met someone like 2 months ago, and he is like deaf in real life. Well, he's like hearing impaired, so like he hears like certain things, but not everything the way that we would hear them. And I don't know, like I just had like a real connection with him, or we just bonded over the game, and just to see like how a game like Final Fantasy can like make someone feel a certain type of way, and they can't like hear things the way that we hear them when we play, but it still like affects him in an emotional way. Like I don't know, we just had like a really good connection and bond over that. So that was one of some really good moments. And then the second moment actually was way before that, when me and Mark had like a really bad experience with a free company that I'm about to say no names. We had a bad experience, and I was like done playing Final Fantasy. Like I was done with the game, period. Like I didn't play the game for months. I came back, and then I met Wigmod, and I met Yushio, which is no longer with us, but they somehow talked me and Myles into joining like the free company, and then we met the rest of you guys. And honestly, y'all are like the reason why we stayed on here. Because if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't have stayed. Like, I just had such a bad experience with people that it just put a bitter taste in my mouth for the game. So, me and y'all was like definitely one of the highlights of playing Final Fantasy. So, yeah.
Thank you for that. It gives me the warm fuzzies.
You should probably get that checked out.
Yes, I mean you gave us like 4 answers to this question. I appreciate it. It's great.
You said 2.
I just talked y'all, but
it's fine. It's what this is about, you know, telling people how.
What a reborn situation.
I mean, it's whatever. It's already happened. I think anybody who's watching this probably has already seen that, so I think we'll be fine.
You never know. Late spoiler alert.
Yeah, the late spoiler alert.
It's not over.
Anyway, Myles, next question for you. What's the same question? Yeah, it's the same question. My bad. Same question. What's your favorite thing that you like about the game?
I like killing monsters.
Okay,
really?
Yeah, that's what's up. Killing stuff.
I like so I'm an idiot, so whenever I play my Dragoon, I like to run in and just say I'm the greatest Dragoon of all time. But then I get stuck in animations and I die. And you know, Dragoon gets slandered because, you know, we die because of animations.
Because the jump animation lock is terrible, man.
But it's not our fault.
Yeah. They're improving on it though. So yay, 5.0 Dragoon, yay.
And even after that gets fixed, Dragoons are still gonna be fucking up. Watch.
Don't be hating, man.
God. Stop the Dragoon slander, please.
All right. Other question is, what's your favorite moment in the game?
Dragoon drop plus spoiler alert.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Wheel.
So, my favorite moment in the game was during the Dragoon drop quest. Like toward the very last drop quest. You fight a dragon.
Yes.
And then you get the name, title, the Blood Dragoon. Just getting that title was just such a nice touch to me that I decided to just always keep it up there, so it doesn't matter what class I'm on. It would just say the Blood Dragoon. Because first, I love dragons. Word to Shenron. Word to Blue Eyes White Dragon. I've been a long time Final Fantasy player. Like I played so many different Final Fantasies that it's kind of crazy how I got this much time into them. Especially with Final Fantasy III constantly switching between classes. So you know you can have one character ninja, one character unite, one character dragoon, yada yada this, yada yada that. So it's like it just hit differently, I guess. It was just a moment that was just perfect because love of dragons, long history of Final Fantasy, my favorite color is red. You put that together, you got a dragon combo. The greatest dragon ever, the blood dragon.
That's it. And then now you got a title, so everybody know when they see you, like, yeah, this is up.
Yeah, like, so when you see me, expect me to fly off the map.
All right. Okay. Myles, next question is for you. We're getting to the more annoying questions, I guess you would say.
He's gonna ask me how many monsters I killed.
Oh God. I don't think we got time for that one. You're sitting here adding that up. All right. Name one thing that you really hate in the game.
Ooh. We get down to business.
Yep.
Alright, so it's like really, personally for me, some small things like, not letting us skip the cussing on those 2 dungeons, cough. I wish they let us give our characters tattoos, honestly.
Yes.
Like, I wouldn't mind giving my characters tattooed to match where I have tattoos at.
Yeah, I'm so salty because the casters have like little armbands that have tats on their hands and arms. I'm just like, yo, let me get that.
I mean, I got like this top that I use for glamour sometimes. That's pretty much my character had like a chain, but they have like these arm tats on them.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
well, like
it's like it's got like a Hawaiian theme to it, kind of. Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
You know, small things. Like I don't like how I don't like this whole how hard it is for like to get certain items drops in certain dungeons. I hate how, like I said, that one dungeon, those 2 dungeons that won't let us skip those cutscenes because those damn things are godforsaken and they need to go.
Yeah, of course it didn't used to be like that, but because people used to ruin people's experiences and just run through it.
They ruined me and Miles's experience with that. Because when we first did that dungeon, they didn't have the skip cutscene. I mean, they didn't have the where you couldn't skip cutscenes. So everyone was skipping them, and they was leaving us, and we were dying, and it was just a mess. Like
after experiencing those cutscenes for 399,000 times,
then you see why they did that.
They made our experience better.
You definitely understand like why people run through it now. Like, you're able to do that. You're like, damn, I see why people do that.
Yeah, of course, when you're first starting, you're just like, oh, these people are rude.
Hell yeah.
And I just want to get out those dungeons. Can they ban those dungeons, please?
just take it away. I don't want to see it no more.
Get out of here. I do hate how... Well, this goes for like pretty much any community for anything, to being honest. But I do hate how some people are complete idiotic and elitist about the game. I hate how there's this whole slander against Dragoons, like, oh, Dragoons ain't good for nothing, yada yada this, yada yada that.
Yeah, the meta talk.
Yeah, like the meta talk.
I hate the meta.
I feel like meta, for like certain things, they are useful. But for like people to take it so seriously and, you know, constantly go by and then continue to speak towards it in certain ways, I genuinely do hate that, and it honestly angers the hell out of me.
Yeah, like I said in the first interview, the whole meta talk, it's just something that bleeds down from the hardcore players to the casuals. The casuals see the hardcore players, oh, they play this way, you know, they use these classes. This is the meta. We have to play this way. And it's like, no, you don't.
No, just play which way you feel most comfortable with. And that's why I like, that's why I'm glad I went with Dragon first. Because I feel like the way I would end up playing with it, I like how everything pretty much for me rolls in a way. Like I'll start with heavy thrust. I go from heavy thrust, which is my triangle, to true thrust, which is my circle, verbal thrust, then I just use life surge and full thrust. And then, you know, what other jump attack I want. Like everything just goes into a cycle for me. For samurai, I feel like I get a little more freedom with it, but I feel like being the fact I already have like a whole routine for my Dragoon, that it makes like it's so comfortable for me to use. Whereas Samurai just, oh, you don't have to follow any real combo, just get certain things going. Like, yeah, 3 hits, cool, you got a gauge. 3 hits, cool, you got a gauge. 2 hits, cool, you got a gauge. Now you got a stupid overpowerful attack to use. And then after that, you let the other gauge fill up. Now you have an even stronger powerful attack. And now with the new expansion, we're getting an even stronger powerful attack.
Yeah. I mean, every class has its like built-in rotation. I wish the game did better at teaching people what it actually is, so you don't have people going into dungeons spamming freeze as a black mage, and it's just like, yeah, don't do that. But you know, it's kind of game design. You know, it's poor design on that level of not teaching people how to do their jobs properly. But the original question was name one thing that you really hate in the game. You did 3, so we're gonna stop that question. There was a follow-up question though. What would you change about the game if you could change anything?
Since community can't be changed, I'm gonna skip that cutscene one because that's understandable in a way.
Okay. Not going for the cutscene.
I'm gonna say, just more customization options. No. Involve all classes that have been in Final Fantasy games. Like, it was nice seeing Onion Knight. I mean, not Onion Knight. Made because that's nice. It's a nice addition. But I don't want to see like everything. I want to see everything to like Onion Knight, because you know how there's people who like to have every single class maxed out.
Yeah, that's ever been in Final Fantasy.
Yes, so I feel like the Onion Knight would be a good way to show off that, hey, this person had not put this game down since the game came out.
Yeah, I feel like it's something they could possibly do, but it won't be until like their last expansion that it's gonna be like, oh yeah, we came out with Onion Knight and he could use all the skills of every class that you've leveled, so it'll be a good finale class or something like that. Honestly, I didn't even think about that. Great idea. Hey, you guys, y'all listen to this? Do this. What he said, do it. Do it.
I ain't gonna do it.
All right. Namiko, back to you. So the question, I'll repeat it, was name one thing that you really hate in the game.
What is one thing that I really hate? Okay, I'm gonna name 2 things. One thing I hate fucking crafting. I hate the way crafting, like, I just hate crafting in general. Like, I hate like the mechanics of crafting. Like, I think it's
So is it the crafting itself? Like, for me, the thing I hate about crafting was the fact that you can't just level one crafter, you have to level multiple crafters. Is that why you don't like crafting? Or is it just...
Not necessarily, because if I need something and I don't have that class, just buy it. Or if I need something and I have a friend who already has everything leveled, like, they will craft everything for me for like my level quest, my level quest for high quality turn-ins. So that's not really like a problem for me. I just dislike the mechanics of crafting. Like, I thought it would have been something, I don't know, a little different than just like pressing buttons the same way that you would press if you were playing like a battle class. I don't know, I just thought it would be different. And then,
I understand.
What else do I hate? Oh, I also hate like 90% of tanks in this game. Just because I feel like they have no force at all. Like, they just do whatever it is that they want to do, and they expect the healer to just save them all the time. And me, I'm not gonna save you every time. If I feel like you're being an a-hole, I'm gonna let you die. Like,
so it comes out. This is why she don't like me.
until you learn to stop acting a fool. So that's one thing I hate because I have to deal with that almost every time I play. But as a healer, it's like you kind of just have to learn to adjust to every tank's playing style because no one tank plays like the next. So I feel like it's like that in every MMO, but it's worse in Final Fantasy. I don't know why it attracts that type of players, especially players that like the tank class. But yeah, those are two things.
Okay. So that's why I'm elite, or is it just me?
I don't think that has anything to do with like you being. I just think it's you in general.
Okay, so it's just me. Gotcha.
I told you
all right. It's fine. It's cool. I don't even care.
Yeah.
Follow-up question. What would you change about the game if you could change anything?
What would I change? Well, I kind of guess this like flows into the answer that I gave earlier with like content stuff. I wish that there was more content more sooner. Just because I feel like I'm not the type of person that spaces content out. Like I'm more of just like grind it out until I get what I need, and then I just feel tired of it like really fast. So I just wish that there were like more things for me to indulge in after I finish like everything else that has just come out. So yeah, that's something I wish I could change.
Okay. Alright. Next question. Nami. How do you feel about the Final Fantasy XIV community?
I feel like I'm on the fence. Because there's one side that is like just super loving and super like if you don't know how to do something, they're just super helping and patient with you. And then there are people that are on the other side that are completely a-holes. Like no matter what you say and do, like it's just gonna end in a bad situation. And I've like experienced that many times. My first couple of times I thought, okay, this is just a few bad apples, but it gets to the point where it happens all the time now. And I've just learned to just report people. Like I report the hell out of people for either harassing me or harassing other people that might be new. Like if someone's still learning something, you can't expect them to know like every mechanic. Like, or they'll be like, "Did you watch a video?" No, I didn't watch a video. Like I want to experience this for the first time, just like y'all experienced it. Like they were on the first day, like bombing it, just like I was. So it's different.
Yeah. Believe me, I understand what you're saying 100%, and I would probably recommend you don't watch the video that'll be uploaded before this video. I'm gonna have to put a trigger warning on that video because you won't like the person I'm interviewing. I'm just telling you right now, you won't like them. I definitely feel you on that with the community. So why do you feel that the community is that way?
Well,
like, what do you think started
I feel like every community has people. Like, it doesn't matter if it's gaming or if it's another community. Freaking anime or comics or whatever. Like, every community has its toxic side. So it's always going to be like a 50-50, I guess, thing. Like, it's just inevitable. But I guess it's like about balance. Because obviously you still have the good people that make you feel like you're actually a part of something great. So I don't really know like what started it. Because I just feel
the
like
nature of humans.
Every community has its toxicity. So I don't think there's like nothing that started it. Like people are just gonna be people at the end of the day.
That's true. All right, Myles, same question for you. Tell me, how do you feel about the Final Fantasy XIV community?
It's weird for me. I'm someone that doesn't really like speaking to many people in general. So like half the community, like even though they're nice, like they're cool. Some people are cool and whatnot. I just still don't want to speak off the fact that make me feel uncomfortable. While the other half, they're self-entitled idiots. So self-entitled idiots are gonna be self-entitled idiots.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody has their own thing. Some people just don't like talking to other people, and I tried my best to be outspoken and more out there for people, especially in Final Fantasy and the FC. Every time I log in, I'd say hello to everybody, and if I'm going to queue up for something, I'll usually ask anybody if they want to join. Everybody doesn't have that mentality, and I mean, I feel like it sucks because I wish everybody did have that mentality, because it'll help people who have a harder time coming out and talking to people and stuff. And I mean, a lot of people who play these games are very introvert people, and people would consider me an introvert as well. Outside of my friends who talk to me and know me, they're like, oh yeah, he's not really an introvert. But for me, it's like, if you talk to me about something that I care about, then yeah, I got plenty of stuff to talk your ear off. But if you're sitting over there talking to me about, sports, like, yeah, who won the game last night? It's like, yeah, I got nothing to say to you. That's just how it is. But I try my best to be outgoing, and because for me, the funnest thing when it comes to playing video games is playing video games with your friends.
Yeah.
You could do practically anything with your friends and you'll have fun, be it playing Super Smash Brothers, Street Fighters, or Uno. Like, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't recommend playing Mario Party or Monopoly. Those are friendship enders. Don't do it.
Hey, look, Monopoly.
Like, you knew what you signed up for.
Exactly. You knew sacrifices had to be made.
Yeah. All right. Next question, Myles. Tell me about a time you had a bad experience with another player.
That goes back to that free company thing. After whatever happened there, I had to say some stuff, which led to pretty much people being self-entitled idiots as usual. I don't want to speak on it too much personally, but outside that, I guess I could say just people deliberately not doing what they're supposed to be doing in the game, which is like DPS, just not DPSing as if it's hard to attack. Like, bro, just kill it. Just shoot it 3 times and keep it pushing. So y'all do.
Gotcha. All right, Namiko, same question for you. Tell me about a time you had a bad experience with another player.
I think this was when outside of the free thing, but this is when I first started playing the game. I think I was still a conjurer at the time. I hadn't even been above level 30 yet. But I went into this one that, matter of fact, it was Brave Fox Longstop or something? How do you say it? Did I say it right?
Brave Fox Longstop, yeah.
Okay. So it was that one. And I think that's the first dungeon that you experience where the tank actually uses a good amount of health, and it's the first one that you experience that the tank and the party members get poison on them, a lot of poison. So at the time, I was still learning all of that stuff, and on top of me not knowing that I had to continuously take the poison off, I thought just one time I was gonna take it off. So on top of me not knowing that, I was also running out of MP. And the whole time it's because I needed to upgrade my gear. And I had no idea that I had to upgrade the gear. And I just feel like everyone else in the group, there were two other DPS, and they were like basically trying to help me. They were like, hold on. So after the girl came back being okay, she was like, oh, I just looked here, like, were you aware that like gear is like under like what it's supposed to be? And I'm just it wasn't like all of my gear, but it was, and it was my weapon too. And I was like, so that's why I kept in here or whatever, because I wasn't even aware of like what level the dungeon was in comparison to the gear, the item that I had on. And then the tank was just, oh my god, she was just the biggest a-hole ever met. And like, I don't even like how to explain that experience. Like all of the stuff that it was like, bruh, it's just a game. First, calm down. It's not that serious. Like, and what are you gonna lose from your life from you fucking up in a dungeon that literally takes 20 minutes? So it's not like, first of all, you lost that much. Number two, I was a new player, so it's not like, I had been playing and I should know what to do and what not to do. Like, I was still learning. So it's like, you couldn't even take time out for 2 seconds to just, number one, speak to me calmly, like I'm actually a human, and let me know like what it is that I was doing. Like the other two DPS did, like, so that experience was really bad, and it spooked me from healing for a while. Like, I didn't even want to go to a dungeon anymore for at least another few days. Like, I was afraid. But that was a bad experience. Like, even after the dungeon was over, they kept harassing me, like sending me telling. And I was just like, what? I don't understand.
Really?
Like, what I did was that bad? Like, for you to continuously harass me after the dungeon's over? Like,
oh no, definitely block the report, Namiko. You know you had to.
I blacklisted them and I reported them, and like the GM like actually sent me a message, and I was surprised that they sent me a message asking me exactly what happened.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad experience.
Yeah, Brave Flock's Longstock is the dungeon where, as a tank, I had to learn how to actually tank. Because, yet again, the game never really taught you. And if it's like your first MMO, you don't know what AoE is, you don't know what aggro is, you don't know what it means to, tank, hold aggro. And I'm just like, what? I'm hitting it, you don't understand all this stuff. And the game needs to do a better job of explaining that. They did add the Hall of the Novice, but like after like level 30, the Hall of the Novice doesn't really teach you anything. Like, you need some more, like a Hall of the Intermediate and Hall of the Masters or something like that. Like, you need more with that. And the main issue I see most people have with this game is always other players. It's like you're forced to queue with other people. And everything, because Yoshi P made the game more mechanical, so it's a more mechanic heavy game versus just kill this thing.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like he's got to do away with that, the mechanic heaviness of like some things, or like stop trying to keep everything relevant. It's like, who cares about Copper Bell Mine or Tantora Deep Crop? Nobody cares about those things.
Right.
Allow people to go in there, unsynced at the level, or, at least allow them to, like, it should be soloable. Like, you shouldn't have to play with people. Like, there's been other games that's done it. DCUO, Fantasy Star Online, those games, like, you go into a dungeon, you don't need people to do the dungeon. If somebody comes in to help you, cool, but you can figure out how your class works, because it's different when you're in a game and you're playing by yourself and you're going through a dungeon. You're dealing with that dungeon by yourself, right. Everything that is in that dungeon by yourself. You learn what you're supposed to do because you have to deal with it. It's only you. But in a game with multiple people, say you playing like a DPS class, and there's 2 DPS class, one of the DPS classes could literally go through that whole dungeon and learn nothing because the game doesn't really force them to learn anything. But I could rant about this for a while.
I don't think I ever did a single dungeon on BCG1 with anybody.
Yeah, because you didn't need to. Of course, when you get to end game, that's when you need tanks, healer, DPS, you know. But like for those beginning dungeons where you're leveling up, it's not necessary to be in a 4-man trifecta of tank, healer, DPS. Wait, I don't feel like it's necessary.
Anybody at the end either.
No, there are some late game dungeons in DCO that are like they're raids. Like you have to have a tank, healer, DPS, but it's like later in the game.
Well, I beat the game.
Yeah,
I know I use Green Lantern unless you heal yourself.
Yeah,
Lightning,
it was like one of those paradox dungeons.
Damn, what is that?
I don't know if you got that far.
No,
Yeah. Yeah, I was playing DCO like right before Final Fantasy came out, so I don't know, but I didn't play it for that long, and I didn't really care about the last tiers of rating. It was like whatever, because I had fun just doing just the normal stuff.
Yeah.
So it was no reason to do those raids.
They should have been supporting it a lot better than what they did.
Yeah, but oh well, we own the Final Fantasy now, which is great because if you did move on, I wouldn't have met you two. So yay to DCO screw up. All right. Well, that's pretty much the rough half of the questions. We're almost done. We got a couple of more questions. We're gonna lighten the mood with some better questions than those questions now. Okay. Namiko, this is for you. Did you make any good relationships while playing the game?
Yeah. Pretty much almost everyone I'm friends with is like a person that I consider myself a good friend with. So yeah, definitely.
So you're still friends with most of them? Okay. Myles, same question. Did you make any good relationships while playing the game?
The free company.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And you're still friends with them, I assume.
Yeah, I'm more of I kind of want to play by myself type person, so you know.
I understand. But don't be scared, man. I want to play with you. Like I don't think we played together since Byakuya EX. This is like the last thing I remember us
We
doing.
was farming and got that freaking mount, and you kept dying into that same mechanic, and y'all was picking it.
Was it the bird?
Yeah.
No.
I don't remember.
I don't even remember that either.
If I said anything stupid, I apologize. I'm most likely just fucking with you. I'm not serious about most things.
Hey, but all I know is I need to get my samurai item level up. We can do that later. I mean, I'm off today, tomorrow, and Tuesday. Unless I pick up a shift Tuesday.
Oh, that's what's up. But are you off for shadowbringers though? That's what's
That's
important.
for Fridays, right?
Yes.
I'm probably not. I might get off Friday.
Well, we can get on before you go to work.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, because I think the servers will be up at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that.
Yeah, because I close Friday.
Well, we
I
can
can
get
get
on
on
before you go.
Yeah. Man, I'll just go to bed early and be up bright and early to play.
But yeah,
Alright.
if you want to try to help me get my item level up, and
Yeah, I mean, if you want to help get your item level up, I'm down for whatever, man.
hey, look, you down for whatever, I'm up for whatever.
Alright, next question, Myles. Are you excited for Shadowbringers, and if so, what are you most excited for?
Yes, because I get to shoot people with a sword.
Okay, yes. people with a sword.
Gunblade.
Just the thought of that. Like, I get to shoot you with a sword. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, but like, I've been waiting for Gunblade for 2 years now.
Okay. So that's gonna be that's the class for you. That's what you've been waiting for.
If it was a DPS class, yeah, but you know, it's a tank class. And tank for this hero over here. So yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, y'all would match really well. Tank and healer and take on everything together pretty much. With the changes to tanks too, I think they're going to be doing more DPS, and healers are going to be more focusing on healers. I think that's what they're trying to do with the game.
Which I think is
taking
trash.
away. I mean, yeah.
Like,
but tanks have always been trying to do.
But to make healers focus on healing is stupid.
Yeah, I mean, they're taking away a lot of healers' dots and DPS options, so it's like, if you can get a little extra damage in there, it's cool, but it's not, like, really part of what you should be doing.
What people don't realize is how difficult it is to maneuver main scenario quests as a healer as it is. Number one, our damage is not as high. Number two, we're limited with our mobility. So, it's going to take even longer for us just to finish a quest that requires us mainly DPSing. Because it already takes a while now with what we have now. Or I don't know what it's going to be like when the next thing drops.
I mean, yeah, we'll see when we get our hands on it pretty much.
Yeah.
I think we kind of took over Myles' questions. My bad, Myles. Do you have anything to add to that?
I don't even know what we're going to say no more.
Oh.
Nah, I really don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty much mostly excited to be playing Gunbreaker.
Yeah, I mean, I still want to be a DPS man now.
Oh, okay. So you're still gonna rock Dragoon?
Dragoon, Samurai, Gunbreaker, probably be my rotation.
Okay. That's what's up. Nami. Next question is for you. Well, it's the same question actually. Are you excited for Shadowbringers? And if so, what are you most excited for?
I am, and what I'm most excited to do the Nier raid because I'm obsessed with Nier. Like, that is one of my favorite video games of all time. So to have that in Final Fantasy, I am like over the moon. I can't wait for that shit. I want to see what
outside of
be like.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I assume it's gonna be amazing, but outside of 2B being like my number one waifu, I mean I have a new waifu which is Nessa. I don't know if y'all. That's my new waifu, but yeah, her and 2B, like, good job on those character designs. But yeah.
Wait, are they gonna have A2 in it too or no?
They didn't really specify. I think they're trying to keep everything under wraps, but I can see, considering that we're gonna get 3 tiers of it, just like in every 24-man raid, you get like 3 24-man raids.
I wonder if
so I can
do, like, it being 2D, A2, and then 9N. I wonder if it would be like each one of their stories.
Yeah, I mean, who knows how they'll do it? Like, it's like at this point, every character from that game could show up in some way in that game. It's kind of like the Evilise, with all the tactics characters showing up. Like, not every tactics character show up, but a lot of them showed up in that game, and I love Final Fantasy Tactics. Is probably in my top 2 favorite games of all time. I love. If that game came out on the Switch right now, I wouldn't be talking to you people. I would be playing it right now. I'm waiting for it. Nintendo, please. I'm trying to give you this money.
Final Fantasy Tactics War of Two Lions.
Yes, beautiful.
Honestly, I'd be surprised if they didn't come out. Because all that they're coming out with now. All the Final Fantasy games, like,
yeah,
I think it's definitely something that's under work.
Yeah, everybody wants practically everything to be on the Switch. It's like, just release everything on the Switch. It's like, cool. Okay. So that's what you're most excited for, the new 24 now. That's what's up. Okay, and that brings us to our final question. So, first, I would like to thank you both for being here today to do this interview with me. I appreciate your time and effort in answering these questions.
You're welcome.
Hey, look.
Alright, the last question. Okay, Namiko, you're first. If there was anything that you could say to Yoshi P or the development team, not that they're watching or hearing this because I'm a no-name YouTuber, what would you tell them?
First of all, I would tell them that they need to get rid of this trash. Or, if they're going to keep it, then make it more enjoyable for players and make us feel like it's something that it's rewarding, basically. And then I would say, what else would I say? I don't know. That they're doing a good job, I guess, because considering the fact that I'm still here, still playing and anticipating the expansions, they're doing something right. So
yeah.
The only thing that I say that's like a negative that I would say is I don't like the fact that they don't have male and female. What is the name? Yeah. I don't like that.
Oh, God.
Like I understand their reasoning for it after reading like reviews and stuff, but I just think it's stupid.
Yeah, it's just part of the lore that there's never been a male Vieira seen ever, so they technically don't exist, even though it's in the lore that they do exist, but they've never been seen. So they just...
Yeah, but they said the same thing about the Miko thing. They still made a miss that. Because people were raving about not having
Final Fantasy has been really good at keeping the game like gender neutral with the whole being able to have male and females if anything, and not having gender lock or race lock classes like some other games, garbage games. But I can understand people's I guess disappointment with it, but I mean it's kind of like the fact that we didn't get a Gila this expansion. We could possibly get one. Like, the game's not over just because we're coming out with an expansion. It just means you don't have to wait a little bit longer before you get what you want. But it'll come out eventually.
I hope so.
Okay, Myles, same question for you.
So I have an idea, I guess. I would like if they made it so each class, this might be, just wishful thinking, unnecessarily overly top wishful thinking. But imagine this, you could take any class you want, but you could pick 1 of 3 roles for the class you want.
Wait, what?
So you mean like...
alright, imagine you want to be a white mage, but you want to be a tank. So you pick a white mage, but your role will be a tank, so you get defensive spells for tanking.
I see where you're going with that, but I think I watched a interview with somebody talking about how tanks are already starting to lose their identities as tanks, which I don't believe is true because it takes more to tank than an amenity stance. But they were saying like, yeah, what's stopping them from just giving that amenity stance and that trait to Ninja, and then boom, now Ninja can tank. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like that's where you blending the classes together too much to where they don't stand out anymore, and it just becomes a tank a healer and a DPS. You know, the classes lose their identities. So I see where you're going, and it could be a good thing. I think a lot of people are gonna probably be like, no, don't do that. Classes will lose their identities, and then it'll be like, oh, well, why even play this class when you can just play this class? That's the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm looking at it like, because you know the role is what's still gonna be what really matters. So I feel like imagine you could have the role you want, but the class you want.
I don't know. Maybe.
Just an idea.
Yoshi P, if you're listening to this,
You know,
it's an idea.
Hit me up, send me a chat so we can have a conversation.
Did you send him a check or a chat? I don't
Both.
know. All right. That is pretty much the last question I have for you guys today. Thank you for being here again. I guess I need to wrap this up with the usual YouTube mumbo jumbo bullcrap. Please like, favorite, subscribe, share with your dog, be nice to your sister, and eat your vegetables. Don't forget to hit that bell. Yeah. Thanks.